When you read a book, you are holding in your heart a person who would have introduced you to the novel, the language, the genre, any of it. For me, Russian literature came into my life through my mother. For my mother, there is no greater short story writer than Anton Chekhov, the short story writer who made you think. There is no greater novelist than that ultimate Zeus of all novelists, Tolstoy. And of course, the greatest of poets was Pushkin, and the greatest philosopher, artist, and writer was Dostoevsky. So, Russian literature, I would say, is so lifelike. You do not read them, but you live them. And Russian literature, the way that grief or something that is scary or pathos is introduced is so real, so incredibly powerful. So it is like a painting of life itself. So today, the book I have with me is Leo Tolstoy's trilogy, Childhood, Boyhood, and Youth. In this book, I believe that Tolstoy is like the god of novelists. He is like an all seeing, all knowing seer or saint of writing of novels. In this particular book, we know that the novelist is merely 20 years old. He has written this about his growing up years. Later on, Tolstoy himself said that this book is part fiction and part reality, and he was quite disdainful about the book. He said that it was quite childish. But I think generations of readers have enjoyed this book. This has got a very lucid translation by Judson Rosengrant. How I wish that I could read this in the Russian language, but unfortunately, I do not know the language. And yes, we are blessed that we can read it in English and so many other languages. So, in this book, we see how a young man is identifying himself, he is finding out about himself. This is about his relationship with the world around him. As a young child, how he is relating himself to his family, his immediate surroundings, the education that he gets, and the world around him. Tolstoy's novels are so graceful. I would say that the first words that come to me when I think of Tolstoy's writing is an amazing grace that is present. So, if you are a beginner to Russian literature, I would suggest that this is your book as an entry into Russian literature. Personally, I feel so lucky, or I feel so fortunate that I believe I'm getting a tiny peek, a little glance into the mind that later brought forth the immortal Anna Karenina and War and Peace. And that will be a topic for another video. Thank you.